What's going on, everybody, and welcome along to Simulation for the Nation. And today we're going to be starting a new mod review section. This is going to be something aimed at you console guys. I know we've often felt that our consoles were missing out. Since 2017 came around, we've had the ability to add mods to consoles, but we're just because of various different licensing issues, we haven't quite got there yet, essentially. I know it's coming, and bit by bit we do get some new machines added. So today we're going to have a look through, we're going to see what we can find. We're going to start with tractors, and I'm going to give you a rundown of the 5 most interesting and best tractors in my view that I believe we should all include on our new Let's Play series and games. So let's go with number 5. We're looking at the Fiat Agri 160/55 Turbo Crawler Machine. Now the reason I like this is it's something a little bit different. It gives you some good strong horsepower on a small machine, a little bit of a variation from your Cat Challengers, for example. It's got some fantastic sound into it, particularly an older mechanical sound, and when we move we have that really metallic clunk of the tracks, which is great. Visually, when you look at the tracks on the machine as well, there's a lot of good detail there. Close up, the detail is fantastic. My one downside would be that the tracks are a little bit too shiny. Now in a second I'm going to turn around here and you can see that they're very, very shiny. You would expect, as you can see on the underside of the undercarriage there, to look a little bit more rusty, but that's something that we can live with for sure. We've got a good 3-point linkage there, so you can use this machine for ploughing if you so wish to. When we look inside the device and inside the cab as he's sitting in the driver's seat, we can see that we have a lot of good detail, a lot of levers and controls. I particularly like the engine braking and the track braking here. So when you want to steer, you have these 2 levers in front of you and the 2 foot brakes as well, which actually apply braking onto the tracks that aid the steering. We do have a lever there that moves forwards and backwards with the direction, which seems a little bit weird, but then it's an additional animation, which is never a bad thing. So overall, I'd say that's a good strong tractor for number 5. Number 4, we're coming into a Fendt Vario, the 800 series. Now I put this in number 4 because it is a good high-power tractor. It's not as big or as expensive as the 900 Varios, but it provides you with some nice big tractor sizes, a lot of configuration, a lot of good detail on the machine here, good strong linkage on the back, plenty of detail on the textures of the device there, and also I'm a big fan of the Fendt, and I like the configurable decals on the front. For example, the aluminium mesh here. It doesn't actually. I have seen some models where the grille on the front is an actual grille, so it could be a little bit better on that side. But then again, I'm not a modder. I wouldn't know how to do that. So anything I review really is always a lot better than what I could do myself. Sticking with Fendt at number 3, we've got the 800 favorite. Now, as you can see here, I've put this at number 3 because there are a lot of configurable options. So we have color scheme, wheel sizes. We can put dual wheels on front and back. We can opt to have a front linkage on the front. Here I've just gone for the standard front weights, but you could put the linkage on there if that's what you would need. Inside the cab, it's quite plain, but then that is of the nature of this machine. When the favorites came out here, the Fendt was still really very much looking to expand the technical facilities inside the cabs really, and veer away from the mechanical levers. So as you can see, we do have a lot of buttons and switches there as opposed to levers. So that is very representative of this machine and of the era. But it's a very detailed cab there, a lot of detail around the steering wheel and good buttons there. And it is a very nice clean cab here, and overall it's a great tractor. I do really enjoy this. Number 2, we've got the trusty Massey 3000 series. Now the reason I've included this one is because there's so many different variations, and that we have I think about 6 or maybe 8 variations in total. This pack by Black Sheep Modern here, I've chosen to put the 2-wheel drive 3080 into here, 3090, sorry. Now I've chosen dual wheels on this one just to show you that it's an option, but the reason I like it is because there's a good throwback, kind of modern classic tractor really. It provides some great diversity to any Let's Play you're going to use or your farm practice. It's a good cheap tractor with some reasonable power in there as well. There are plenty of configurations from the wheel sizes. You can put forestry mode on there. Each machine can come with its own warning triangles as well. in terms of as we look at the lifting arms in the back there, it's very simple, but then tractors in the 90s they weren't half as big as the fence, or as powerful, and they just had simple mechanics at the back. So that's, I really do appreciate and really like this tractor. I was driving a 3125 for a number of years, and it was a very, very similar machine, so big fan of that. And number 1, we have our Ford T7 Blue Power. Now, why have I chosen this one? I've opted for the Blue Power because it's the detail on it primarily. It's a huge tractor. This is the T7.315, which is similar to the machine I believe Donkey was driving in Grassmen. So go check him out on YouTube if you want to see that. I mean, just look at the machine for a start. Look at it; it's fantastic. The detail around the front end is sublime. I really do like this. The details on the front linkage are brilliant. Look at the axle as well. The detail around the front axle there, I really do like. I can't put my finger on what it is. It just looks fantastic. It really does. And now if you compare it to the front of the Fendt here, the Fendt just doesn't look quite as high-tuned, really. There doesn't seem to be quite as much going on there. And I really like that. I love the lights on the front of the Ford here as well. So like I said, this is a very high power tractor. You can configure it down. I think the first option is 270 to 315. Internally, it's exactly how you'd expect to see on the New Holland tractor. We have everything on the center console there on the right. One thing I would like to see would be some movement on the joystick or on the forward and back directional with change lever on the steering wheel there. But overall, it is a fantastic tractor. I do really enjoy using this one, and I have no qualms in saying that this would be my favourite mod tractor out there at the moment. And again, like I say, guys, this is for console only, so there are plenty more options there for the glorious PC users. But us guys on consoles, we just have to stick with what we can get at the moment and make the most of it. The sound of this tractor is very good there, and so far there's nothing that I would see on console that we would be able to use this with, obviously within reason. So it's definitely worth your time and your investment on your farm. It's not a cheap option, but it's definitely worth picking up in my view. So to start with, guys, this is the 5 tractors I would recommend we use. These are the 5 that, in my order at least, that are my favourites. I do use a variety of these machines in different disguises at different engine sizes. What I would suggest is, though, to use them, enjoy them, and have fun. I've been Simulation for the Nation. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, smash that like button and subscribe. It really does mean a great deal to me and to my future development here. And until next time, we'll see you later. But more importantly, happy farming.